Welcome to this short guided meditation on developing confidence and self-esteem. Over the next few minutes, my intention is to infuse you with a higher level of confidence than you've previously been able to access, and to do this in a way that feels totally natural to you. So you're not efforting your way to confidence. You're not trying to willpower your way to feel better about yourself. You see, what happens is when you're seeing who you really are clearly, confidence is your natural state. It arises as a natural byproduct of being in alignment with who you really are. And this is the beauty about being human. All that you need to do is let go of the supposed limitations in your way of seeing. Let go of the negative stories you tell about yourself. Let go of your attachment to your past. That gives you a lot of evidence for why you should not have confidence most of the time. Let go of the clunky, limited, separate sense of self that keeps you bogged down to mediocrity, to limits, to feelings of separation, to feelings of alienation in your life. You have the ability to let go of all of that. Who you really are, on an ultimate level, is an infinite being having a human experience. Your true nature is that you are a spiritual being who has incarnated in a body, or at least that's the appearance of things. And we want you getting ever closer to experiencing who you really are from that point of view. So if you think you're this limited, separate human who's over here, and the outer world is over here, you're separate from it, your confidence level is always going to be on shaky ground. When you experience yourself as this infinitely vast intelligence that is shaping itself into all appearances of your life, and that you originate from that place, you are that, and you're simultaneously observing yourself from that place and experiencing your life from that place, that's true confidence. And it arises as your natural state. It's as natural to you as breathing. So how do you get there? Everybody, of course, asks this question. How do I do that? Well, the irony here is that it's sitting right in front of you. It's really a matter of letting go of that which is blocking it, rather than adding on or trying to become better, trying to figure yourself out, always trying to add on more layers to who you think you are in the quest to become more fulfilled or a better person. You're already infinite. You're already innately perfect. You're already whole. So we want to remove the blocks, the distortion in your way of seeing that clogs up your energy field and makes you feel like you are limited. That's the goal in this kind of work. And the only way you can really do that is first to become aware that there are indeed stories running through your mind or beliefs that you're carrying around that are limited, that are blocking you from feeling confident. So the first thing I'd recommend doing is identifying what were you taught about yourself that causes you to feel negative, that causes you to feel blocked from confidence or self-worth. What was pumped inside of you from a young age that makes you feel like you're less than, like you don't deserve to experience abundance, love, high levels of confidence in your life. So self-awareness and accountability to these stories, to these limiting beliefs, is really the first thing to allow yourself to go into. And once you notice that there are certain themes showing up in your mind over and over again, I'm not worthy, love isn't safe, life isn't fair, I can't afford it, God doesn't love me, life doesn't seem balanced to me. Like whatever it is that you constantly pump out in your mind around what life means, the next step is to shower those limiting beliefs with love and acceptance. So the normal tendency is to resist those beliefs, to resist our negative stories by judging them, seeing them as a problem, seeing our circumstances as a problem. And that way of seeing absolutely undermines confidence. Instead, recognize that negative beliefs, limiting stories, are an integral part of your overall life story. And every one of us as human beings has limiting beliefs, has obstacles, demons that we have to confront, weeds in our garden. And the reason that is it's precisely this. It makes for an interesting story. The whole point of any good story is to transition out of being a victim and into being the hero of your story. And if you didn't have limiting beliefs, obstacles to being confident, the story would really not be that interesting. Now, a lot of us would not prefer some of the stories that pop in, or the circumstances, the blocks, right? We wouldn't prefer that they're there. However, we can still choose to relate to them from a place of love and acceptance. So instead of resisting them and judging them and labeling them as bad or unwanted, anything that's generating suffering or struggle for you, this is really the next step, is surrender to it. Let it be there. There's a divine perfection even in what you're calling your flaws or your limits. So we want you to experience yourself more as the awareness that your so-called flaws or problems are floating in, rather than being identified with your flaws as you. They're not you. They're not anything that you really need to take personally or solidify around. All of what you call your problems, your flaws, your limiting stories and beliefs, they're just frequencies of energy that appear real. It's kind of like a magic trick. And the way I see it is we all came here as humans to play this very interesting game of truly being an infinite being, but pretending like we're limited. This vast intelligence shapes itself into these appearances in a way, in essence, to play hide and seek with itself and to make for a very entertaining, intriguing game of reclaiming one's spiritual and emotional power in life. So that's the true basis of confidence, is you're recognizing your limits as false, as illusory, by showering them with love and acceptance. And once you get into a place where you can feel the relief and the ease that surrender brings you, now what you want to do, and you could say this is step 3. Step 1 is awareness and accountability. Step 2 is neutralizing resistance. Step 3 is activating the power of your imagination. So what this means is that you need to get, in a sense, acquainted with the frequency state of confidence. What does it feel like to be confident? Your identity is fluid. It's not set in stone. That's what it means to be an infinite being, having a human experience. And there's this whole amazing field of neuroplasticity that basically is confirming this scientifically, that our brain chemistry is not set in stone, and we can invent ourselves into whatever we want. So the best way to do that is to imagine yourself already being confident. And if you were already there, just feeling totally aligned, having genuine confidence and self-esteem, what would that feel like to you? How does it feel in your body? What sort of vibrational frequency does it hang out in? And you just start to imagine this, almost like a playful exercise. Like, if I was already there, how would I carry myself in space? If I was already there, how would my voice sound? If I was already there, how would I feel in my body? What sorts of circumstances would I be creating or attracting in my life? And so what you're doing is getting your brain acquainted with this new state of being. As you probably know, your brain is designed to keep you safe, and it does that largely by resisting change, even positive change. So as you're trying to become more confident, the brain is noticing that there's change happening, and it will kick out stories and resistance that cause you to feel blocked or like this is not possible, or to be skeptical of this process. When in truth, this is extremely simple. You just need to get acquainted with the frequency state of confidence. What does it feel like to be confident? And if it doesn't feel real to you, you just imagine it. Use the power of your imagination. And if you notice there's resistance or skepticism, go back to step number 2. Shower that with love and acceptance. And then go back to step 3, which is use your imagination and anchor in a more vivid experience of confidence, as if it's already here now. So what you're doing is playing this fun game of acting as if you're already there, but you're doing it from a place of love, acceptance, and surrender, rather than forcing it or willpowering your way there. So now you can just set an intention to whatever you notice in your energy field around already being confident. Set an intention to carry that with you for the rest of the day. And go about your daily life from this playful, spacious place of practicing already being confident. This is an extremely powerful yet very simple practice. Do it every day for the next 30 days. You can use this guided track once a day. And then after 30 days, assess where your level of confidence is. And you'll likely be blown away by the profound shifts that happen in your psyche and in your life in general.